Yeah. Hello everyone, and welcome to the PL wrap up for of the PL report. And as usual, it's me, Amshman. With me is Ayush, and we will discuss the Premier League, how the seasons have gone on so far. Try and catch up on the couple of game weeks that have happened as of yet. And let's start with Chelsea. Let's start with how their season has gone so far. So, give me your thoughts on Chelsea, Ayush.
Oh, I think they've been one of the best Premier League teams in the season. Also, too far, two games we've seen.
Hmm.
The first game against Crystal Palace, 3-0 win, comfortable win. That
Yeah.
too without playing with a national striker. And I don't think any of the strikers scored. It was Alonso, Chalobah, and one more player. I can't remember. Just
Hmm.
besides the point. The next game, they got Big Rom, and we both know how powerful he is. And like before the Ronaldo thing, he really weighed the odds towards Chelsea for the league
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
Seeing how, like I'm going a bit off topic, seeing how in Man City Spurs we saw how much Man City needed a striker. And
Yeah.
like Chelsea have also had a similar problem. I'm not sure to what extent, but
Hmm.
they did have a finisher problem and they've solved that in Lukaku. He was amazing against Arsenal. Like it's
Yeah.
really like he paused the defenders like, okay, they want our first team defenders or whatever the excuse was. There was no stopping Romelu Lukaku. He
Yeah.
completely bossed it up. Like his physical play, his passing, even his build-up play, which goes under the radar quite a lot, a few times.
He's
Like even in
actually
Spain,
really good at build-up play. Like if you ask me, like he's
exactly.
got a his first touch used to be an issue, but he's
He's
it's
worked
not
on it.
anymore. He doesn't have the obvious flaws that he used to have in his game. He's really improved. He's really learned, and that's what you would expect of an excellent striker. He's going to be one of the best strikers in the world in the next 4 or 5 years. Like there is no
Oh
denying
yeah,
that.
I don't doubt that the way he's playing. Like I think power forwards like Mikel, Antonio, and Lukaku will have good seasons. Like even Antonio had
Well, yeah,
some
Antonio
of
is a
the
bit
good
of a
seasons.
different beast. Antonio is not as powerful as Lukaku, and his touch is not as
Oh yeah, they're not on the
he's
same level. I just think both of
no,
them will
no,
have good
no. He's
seasons.
actually does things differently. Is what I'm saying. The level is not what I'm talking about. They approach like
Okay.
Antonio is more all round. Like he'll do a lot of things. Like, but Lukaku has particular areas of the pitch where he wants to get into. Antonio is the way the teams attack also is very different. Like the West Ham thing is more quick attacks, the quick decision making. Lukaku is more deliberate in where he puts himself and how. Like that's what the impressive thing about Lukaku is. He puts himself wherever he wants. He gets the ball, and the Arsenal defenders were not able to handle it. So this week will
Hmm.
be an interesting test because he'll not be against a guy he can bully. He'll be against Virgil van Dijk,
Exactly.
the best defender in the world. If you ask me, like last year was a injury reason. I still think he's the best. Like not the best, but like he is one of the best. I mean, obviously,
Yeah, yeah, okay.
but yeah,
Like in the
it's
Premier League for sure.
yeah, but Lukaku was excellent, and the way he was able to the overloads, the ideas that Chelsea were able to execute because of the presence of Romelu Lukaku, because he was such a like he had so much gravity in his positioning and his and the way the Arsenal defenders tried to deal with him. Kieran Tierney was dragged around so much, and
Hmm.
we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, Chelsea were excellent. Lukaku was excellent, and yeah, like a
They
great
look like a team
performance.
that's just gonna take some stopping. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
fair enough. Talking about Arsenal, let's get to that
yeah. Let's
next.
get to the thing. Okay, the West Brom win was pretty good, so that's
Uh,
something.
well, I mean, it was a must-win game against a relegated B side. Not even their first team; it was
Yeah,
their B
I
side.
know. Yeah, yeah. I know they
And
played their
like,
under 23s. Yeah, they didn't care
yeah,
about this fixture.
they didn't care. Like, fair play to the West Brom players. Like, they did get in once or twice and still managed to beat Holding and Murray, if I'm not wrong. Whoever were playing, they
Yeah.
were still all right. We got lucky there. We could have conceded at least one or two games.
Hmm.
Like, I obviously watched because I thought this is the only game we're going to win this month after the
Hmm.
Chelsea result. And, like, you know, again, against Chelsea, I didn't watch the complete game. I watched the first half and I didn't like what I saw. I heard after the second half that even though Arsenal were battered, they didn't give up the fight, like going attacking.
There
Like,
was a 15-minute period, like for
yeah,
15 minutes in the second half, around the time Aubameyang came on, like
mm,
just before that a bit and a bit after he came on. Arsenal tried, but Chelsea never looked like they were not
Yeah, I think
confident
then
at
at
all.
the end of the day,
It
it
wasn't
comes to
impressive or
quality and
anything. It was just like
experience.
a couple of shots you took, but the opposition is very much comfortable taking those
The
shots,
champions of
and
the
then they
what
rolled
do you
them
say?
over. Like last 20 minutes was just a rollover. Like Chelsea were in the ascendancy through and through.
Hmm,
The Chelsea was the
yeah.
better team over the period of the game.
Oh, obviously. I thought when I
Just
saw the
they were
score
just at
being
a
2
different
nil,
level.
yeah, when I saw the score being 2-0 before halftime, I thought no point watching it. I anyways have flight, so I didn't think the score. I thought it was only going to increase,
Hmm.
but I was surprised to see it stay at 2-0. And
Yeah,
I think the problem right now, like some good news for Arsenal is that Aubameyang and Lacazette are both back, and Odegaard is available for the fixture. I'm
hmm.
not sure how helpful it will be against Manchester City, and
Yeah.
like I don't know. You know
It's
how
just a
like
poor
I,
start, like schedule wise. It's so unlucky, like I must say. Like for a team
it
with
is,
already
but
having confidence issues and
I
uh
think the Brentford game should have been a must win. Like there were no excuses for that. You
yeah, I
lost to
understand, but yeah, you kind of well, Arteta has been an issue, like I must say, like
oh, I've said this for since a while now. Like
yeah,
it's been
there
coming.
is there's a top down issue. Like I think I've said we've discussed this before. This club has the culture is not right. Like
It's
they
not
need
just
wholesale
Arteta.
changes. It's
It's
just
not
it's
just
not just
Arteta.
Arteta. Absolutely, yeah, you're right. Like that's
Even
what I'm saying.
Edu Gaspar has to go with him. I think there are a lot of deadwood still at this club. I think Williams terminating his contract
Yeah.
and all of that is there, but it's still not enough. And like they like there were rumors surrounding that they were ready to sell both their strikers without getting a new striker in, and they thought Nketiah and Balogun were ready for the Premier League challenge.
Oh, okay. That's
What does
just
that what does that say for a club who used to be a Big Six club?
it's
What
tanking, isn't it? Like it's literally tanking, but you
exactly?
get relegated when you tank in this. It's not basketball. Like you can't. It's not an American sport that you can tank and look for a draft pick or something. I don't know what the like Smith Rowe and Saka have proven themselves, so it makes sense. But you just can't be like, oh, okay, the you don't have La Masia with you. Not every player that you young player that you put into the first team will actually turn out to be great. Like that's not how this works. Like I don't know. I think that's the thing. Like there is no one person like who knows exactly what they're trying to do. Like even Arteta, I don't think he knows what he's trying to do and what he's trying to achieve. I've always
I've
had that
never.
question exactly how they want to play. I don't know. I don't get it. Like they're only like the two games that I've seen, their only attacking idea that they've actually come up with is we'll try and switch the play and push Tierney forward, and then Tierney can cut back or cross it or something like that. Like that's the
That
only
doesn't
plan
work
of attack that
anymore.
I've seen them execute.
That that barely works. 1 in 5 games. That's the worst part. I
No,
think
and then
Odegaard
Tierney
does
has
help a
too much
lot.
responsibility. He has to defend. He has to defend because
Exactly.
then Lukaku is beating up on your center backs. You need another guy to do that. And then the defensive
That's why
coverages weren't great. There's a lot of issues in this Arsenal team, even
that's why
on the pitch. You can see.
Reece James had such a great game against
Yeah,
Arsenal. He
yeah,
was completely
exactly.
left open in the. He had his chances with the shooting and his crosses and everything. He was empty there. No
Yeah.
one was marking him because of Tierney chasing back and forth.
Yeah, and
And yeah, that's
quite a bit on that is on Arteta. It's not on the injured players or stuff like that.
ex-
The Chelsea have been doing that for a while. It's not a completely out of left field game plan. Like they've been doing that. They empty the center and they overload the wings. They've been doing that for a while now. Like that's what the malleable forwards and uh, having that midfield and having wing backs does. Like it gives you the opportunity to play in different kinds of spaces. And Chelsea have done this for a while now, and ever since Tuchel came in, so there is no excuse for not realizing this is what they're going to do. So
oh obviously. And I
the
still
blame
don't
there
think
does lie
if
with
like
Arteta. Yeah,
I still don't think if you had told me a month ago that Arsenal spent 150 million in the transfer window and
yeah.
still not managed to get a right back and a striker, I won't believe you. How can you
Well,
like?
the
I
striker I
don't.
still get because you'll have to sell one to get one. But the right back thing,
Okay, fine,
it
but
was so clear.
right back thing was like I think that should have been the first or second. Like after Ben White, their next target should have been right back. Okay, Nuno Tavares has played like one game at right back and he looked half decent for the last 15-20 minutes. But
Hmm.
he's a young player. He was brought in as a prospect to give
Yeah,
Tierney competition and seeing
as
how
a
Tierney's
rotation piece.
injury
Yeah,
track. Yeah, exactly. Tierney's injury track record hasn't exactly
yeah,
been great.
yeah.
So yeah, and then you're playing them out of position. Callum Chambers doesn't work at right back. He's not
Yeah.
fast enough. He's not
He's
good
a
enough for that
rotation piece. He's
position.
supposed to be second in that squad. Like if you want to challenge for even European places, like you
We
need a
have
better right back than Callum Chambers to be number one.
we
It's
have
nothing
three
against
right back.
Callum Chambers. Like
Yeah, obviously, I'm not
yeah,
blaming him as a player, but his build and his, has I don't think his stamina and his pace is built for a right back.
yeah,
And like even Cedric is more, he was brought in as a backup right back. He's barely played and everything, and he's not exactly
yeah.
first team material. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any hopes for this season as well.
Okay.
I think it's too late. Like if
Yeah.
they do manage to get a right back in and they do regularly play Aubameyang and Lacazette both,
Hmm.
I'm not okay. Even if Aubameyang is dropped a bit more, seeing how his form is a bit shaky, I think
Hmm.
Lacazette is a must-start player. With Odegaard, Emil Smith-Rowe, and Saka and Lacazette, that actually works.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much for Arsenal.
Okay. Okay. So let's move on to let's talk about Man City then. The
I
Spurs
think
game.
Man
The
City, I think the
the
only
Norwich game, I
like
don't have much to say. Like they were going to beat Norwich, they beat the shit out of Norwich. What am I supposed
it's
to talk
it's
about there?
it's it's classic City to thrash a newly promoted team or
Yeah, they
bottom
do
half
that all
teams.
the
Yeah,
time. Those teams and Burnley always get beaten up by City. It's just like it's Pep
yeah.
Guardiola's like
Watford has
fantasy or something. Like he just loves playing
exactly
against these kinds of teams. And
his tactics against these teams is like it's what do you say? I don't know. There's not even an inch
it's not
of
even a
error
tactic. They
there.
just play their football, and that football is going to produce goals. Like they hold the ball, the pressing, they know how to deal with the opposition press. Like it's just simple. Like they just pin them down and beat them up because those teams aren't meant to be defense. Like they don't play that. Like the Norwich did beat them once, but then Man City were like, yeah, we are not losing to this team ever again. Like we just know
Oh
exactly what to
yeah,
do.
for sure.
And like
And I think one player that stole the headlines in that game was Gabriel Jesus. He was amazing, if
he
I'm
was
not
really
wrong.
good. Yeah, yeah.
And like you see that it's not exactly he was brought in for a different reason. Maybe he was not exactly
Yeah,
going
he's
to be
not that
Aguero's replacement.
striker that they need. He's more of
Exactly.
a he can play off, like
Winger
he can be
striker.
like a bit like Timo
Werner
Werner
type.
in that sense.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I agree with you there. But he can play in the wing. He can create
yeah.
chances. He can create the
He's
spaces. His
not as good
finishing
as
might not
Werner.
be the
I'm not
best.
pretending he is, but like yeah, he
Oh
can
yeah,
play a
I'm
different
just
role.
comparing
He
his
presses
last
more than
game.
Werner. He does more defensively than Werner. He's like a bit like between Firmino and Werner in that sense.
And that's not a bad combination. I don't think,
And for
but
Man
I
City,
still
it works. Like Man City want
Mhm.
players who can play in a half space. Like they want where if you're playing in a half space, then it becomes hard for the opposition to track you. They'll have to particularly plan for you. And playing in a half
But
space, this team, the way they play in the channels, it really is helpful for Gabriel Jesus to play in a half space. Like he's really effective.
do you see him playing any more after the Ronaldo rumors if he does come
I
through?
would expect him to. I would expect to see him quite a bit actually.
You would.
I would, yes.
So then, like, what would be your front four line? Like,
He might not start every game, but Gabriel Jesus would get chances. He's going to play games. He might
oh yeah,
not
I
be in
think
my first choice four. He might not be in my
mhm.
first choice. Like, okay, so De Bruyne is going to be one. The other one I'm assuming is Gundogan. The third one is obviously Rodri or Fernandinho in the midfield.
No, I'm
Front
talking about
line.
the attacking four. I think
Yeah,
Gundogan
there
will
is
be
no
played
attacking
back
four.
a bit.
There's an attacking three, right? Like De Bruyne is not part of the four. He's part of the he's part of the midfield three. So it's like technically that's how the
Oh yeah, I do.
formation sets up. They
I know,
play in a
like,
five spaces. They don't play in four spaces either. They play in five spaces. So
hmm.
like one obviously is Ronaldo. He'll take most likely the central position or maybe the left one. There is a chance that happens. But I
I
don't
don't
expect
think
him. I think I would
uh,
expect him to be more central. I
I
think
think he
Sterling can
hasn't
take
played
one
on
of the
left for a while.
the left space or Grealish. Maybe Grealish plays that left space. Then
Hmm.
uh, one obviously is De Bruyne, one is Gundogan, and then the other right back
Mahrez
Jesus could easily take that space instead of Mahrez. Like I think
easily.
easily take that space. Yes. Like
I
there,
don't know.
it's not like I'm not suggesting Gabriel Jesus is going to start 30 Premier League games, but he could easily fit in on that side of the pitch.
Oh yeah, I think he can
He
do
he might play more
somewhat
than
the similar.
Mahrez, though. I'm not going to say he might not. Like he might not play. Mahrez might is going to get his starts as well, but Gabriel Jesus is going to play games there definitely. Like
Well, 1 second. So like, if I'm not lost, is Foden injured or something?
no, Foden will take up the one of the maybe play instead of Gundogan, and like that's the thing. There is so much fluidity. There are so many players in our forward line. Bernardo Silva is not good. Bernardo Silva might not really play. Sterling is there, Ferran Torres is there, and Ferran Torres has played quite a bit this season. So that's the thing. There are so many players for them to unleash that. But I still think Gabriel Jesus is going to get his chances. He might
And
really work
wait,
well off
if I'm
Ronaldo, honestly, if
if
you ask
I'm
me.
if I'm not wrong, I think Man City do need a left back now, seeing how the Benjamin Mendy case
Yeah,
came out.
that is just some fucked up shit, man. Like, what the fuck? Like,
That's
that
not
is that's
okay. Like,
disgusting. That's disgusting what he's done. Like, if he's convicted of this crime, I don't know if he's done it, obviously, because I'm just
oh
hearing
yeah,
news.
like, but
But
I
it
think I
like
read the
four
club
counts of rape.
statement.
That's disgusting. Like, there is
Yeah,
definitely
like
something wrong there.
it's like a rumor. One rumors might have come. Like, how even with Ronaldo it came out like that. Sometimes have four is just outrageous.
Yeah, but I don't know if I think they settled it. There is a good chance Ronaldo did it. I'm not going to pretend to know. Like, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, and how am I supposed to believe any side in this argument? Like, especially when it settles out of court. It's but four counts is like, if it's one count, I think in Ronaldo's case it was one count. Even
Mm.
Neymar's case was not great. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, some of these guys have, and there is a at least there is a noticeable number of incidences for
Mm.
the whole community to be worried. This thing has not come out well, and it shouldn't be looked at. It might not be an isolated case. Maybe like there is a chance that it's an actual part of the culture of top level football. Maybe I don't know. I'm not pretending to be an expert in this, but yeah, the accusations are
Mm.
sickening, and if true, Benjamin Mendy is a deplorable human being. There is no denying that.
Yeah, so on to the left back, who I think Zinchenko is there.
Yeah, they
I
have
don't
their
think
option.
we.
I think yeah, they can fill in with Zinchenko. Cancelo can play there, so they're
Yeah,
not in terrible shape either. Like that's the thing with
yeah.
Man
Plus, I
City.
think the striker was
Player, they'll
required.
never be in terrible shape. They might
Oh
be
yeah,
lacking a bit, but yeah, you can live with it. Most teams will live with it, so it's not too
they
bad,
can
honestly.
have Grealish, De Bruyne, and even Foden injured, and they can still play Ronaldo. What do you say? Gabriel Jesus, Sterling, and what do you say?
And
Mahrez,
Mahrez.
if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
Exactly. They have a good team without, like, even if you take
They
out
have
three
a
of the
lot of
mates,
pieces. They have a lot of pieces, and they have a very fun. Like this is
even
still an
Bernardo
excellent team.
Silva,
Even
yeah.
they lost the Champions League final or whatever. That's just one game. This Manchester City team
Yeah.
is still fucking awesome. So, and adding
And I
Ronaldo to it
think
just makes it
I
better.
think
Like
I think the Ronaldo situation, the addition of Ronaldo is gonna reduce that one game losses which they have, like the game against Tottenham Hotspur or the game against
yeah, yeah,
Chelsea,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
where they needed.
Yeah, he won't
So I
even
think,
play a lot of those games. Just as a bench option, what else do you want? Ki Jack Grealish and Cristiano Ronaldo at some point will be on your bench. What better game changers do you want? There is no one better. Like no one.
exactly.
Like that's I don't think there's a better combination than that. Okay, so Man City we've talked about. Let's talk a bit about Tottenham and their first game was pretty interesting. Like what they did against Man City, they took a lot of one-on-one. Like defensively, they took on a lot of their one-on-one assignments on, and
Yeah, I think
the it wasn't a
Tanganga
completely
and
defensive performance. The Wolves thing was not
yeah.
great, but yeah,
Oh yeah. We'll come to Wolves also later. I think that's the team we should discuss. They've lost both their games, but they've played well and they show promise.
hmm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
they
talking
they
about
do look a bit like the Nuno team only. I don't think they've changed too much in terms of how they try to approach the game in terms of trying to get a result out of it. The approach is still quite defensive. Obviously, there'll be smaller changes that would have been made, and I would know more about it this weekend when I actually watched them play against United. I didn't watch the
oh
Tottenham
yeah,
game or the which was the other one. They played Brighton, I think.
who?
Who did Wolves play in the second game?
Wolves in the second game.
Yeah,
They
they
lost
played.
to Leicester in the first, and
Yeah, Leicester they lost and
and
Tottenham.
second they
Oh
lost
yeah,
to Spurs.
first week was Leicester. My bad. Yeah,
First was Leicester.
yeah. Leicester is a
Yeah,
weird
so
one though.
yeah, we'll get to Spurs. I think despite me being an Arsenal fan, I hate to admit it, the Romero signing, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's not getting enough credit for
Well,
how
the thing
good of
with
a player
Romero
he
is
is. And
Romero played a very specific way at Atlanta, so I was quite skeptical of it. Like I've watched a few Atlanta games, and Christian Romero is not unlike any defender you've really watched. Like he plays a very aggressive style, and another interesting thing that he does is he will go up the pitch a lot. You will find him playing as striker in that Atlanta team. I've seen it like multiple times
is
because
he like prime David Luiz or something in that area.
No, not even that. He just does it a different way. Like David Luiz is a carrier in that sense. Like he'll carry the ball. Christian Romero, he doesn't really need the ball. Just in terms of like that's the thing. The rotations in that Atlanta team are unlike any other thing that any other team you've seen. Even Leipzig don't do those rotations. Even like Chelsea under Tuchel also do not have these kinds of rotations. Like Chelsea's rotations are very short term and they're very quick in transition, so they don't rotate much anyways. But Bayer Leverkusen do a bit of rotations. I've seen those, but Atlanta do it at a completely different level to any other team I've seen. Completely different level. I have not seen this. They do it. You'll have to watch it, and you'll have to be really focused as to see who's rotating with whom and where, because they are a very they were a very malleable team last year. I haven't seen them this year yet, but
Same, I have to watch their games. I think
yeah,
they're
Christian Romero
quite
turned up in
interesting
striker
to
position,
watch.
and Duvan Zapata is playing in central midfield. Like that's the kind of rotations they do.
Oh Christ,
Yeah,
that's
the whole
interesting to
team starts
watch.
rotating. Like Gozens was on that team, so you understand how Gozens
Oh
balls
yeah,
forward because he's got that rotation thing. Like the person in ahead of him can drop into that place. Zapata used to do it quite a bit. Like that's the thing. You'll have to actually watch them and try and understand. Like there are no exact patterns. Also, they'll just rotate, and
yeah,
each person will know which person has supposed to take. So it will just look, the formations look weird at times. Like you're confused as to what's happening. City do a lot of rotation as well. So yeah.
yeah. Going back to Spurs, I think now that they're keeping Harry Kane, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure a sale for Ndombele is there. I'm not sure how
Yeah.
often Ndombele is going to play. Seeing how
I mean,
Dave,
yeah, I'm very
Dele
sad
Alli
about
looks to
that.
be back in
I
form.
was a huge fan of Ndombele when he came.
Hmm. Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
one
I don't
good
think
news
he'll play
might
much.
be
I think
for
he's looking for a move, and I
yeah.
just hope he does well. That's all I hope for the guy. That's all. Like
I think another star, like I think I'm not sure how. I think it's too soon to say, but I have a gut feeling that Delhi Ali's it will be his second or third best season after his breakout season. Like he'll be
maybe
back at his best.
he could have a great season. Honestly, he could have his
Yeah,
best season. Like
there's
because
a
he's
good
looking
chance for that.
like the Nuno thing has invigorated him. Like he needed a manager who showed confidence in him, and
Yeah,
he
and
did not
I'm
get
not
that under
even
the
talking
previous
about
manager.
just the Man City game. Like, okay, he's played well even against the Wolves. He just scored a penalty, but overall his attitude and the way he
Yeah, and
plays,
the
you know, it's
positions that he's taking up, he's
yeah. I
more.
saw that in the
He's
Arsenal game.
worked,
He
like
missed a
he's
few
worked on
chances, but
how to interpret space and stuff like that. He's worked on his positioning, on his press, on his work rate and stuff like that, and he's come out better. And he can do more for you as a team. Like he
oh
because
yeah,
for initially figuring out exactly what Dele Alli can do, where he can be the most impactful, was a bit of an issue. And Pochettino used to really play him in rotational spaces and in half spaces. So now I think Dele Alli has broadened that a bit, and he can actually do more things and work more for you as a player. So that will always be helpful. He can do the more central midfield things for you. Like he can go up and down. His work rate is better. He's more he's more central as a midfielder. I would say.
yeah. And I think another player I would just like to touch upon was Stan Gange. He had a great game against Man
Yeah,
City,
yeah.
and like
Tanganga
he
was
did,
good. Yeah.
yeah. And I think he's been good last season and last season also. I saw the documentary and he's had shown his potential. I'm not sure if he played it right back then. Wasn't he a center
He
back if I'm
has
not
played
wrong?
right back sometimes, but he hasn't been consistently in the team enough. Like I
Oh
think this
yeah.
is his season where he actually plays for the club a lot
Yeah,
more. And
because they
yeah.
needed a right back and like seeing how Tanganga did step up in that game, he might be
Hmm.
given more chances.
And his
So
defensive
yeah.
work, like he doesn't have to push forward too much because
Oh yeah, exactly.
Bergwijn
They
didn't
have
drop
that.
back too much. That's the one-on-one thing that I was telling you about. Like Tanganga stayed back and Bergwijn stuck up. Like he'll press, but he won't drop back too much. So
Yeah.
Bergwijn was in a position to actually set up the counter attacks. Like they had their players up front. Like Son wasn't isolated, and Harry Kane won't be isolated. I think that's what they'll do in a counter attacking game. I don't know how well they do when they actually have the ball, which was their biggest issue last season as well. Let's see. Tottenham, there's still a lot of questions to answer, especially how Harry Kane integrates back into the team.
Yeah, fair enough. Moving
Yeah,
on to Manchester United.
sure.
Now, this is a mixed bag of opinions. Like, I did kind of see the Man United Leeds game falling out that way,
Hmm.
seeing how this happened last time also, how
Yeah,
United
exactly. Yeah, that was not
they counter
that
and they
wasn't a
play.
surprising result by any means. Yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yeah, obviously, like,
Yeah.
but I think Pogba had an amazing game there, and even Bruno Fernandes, where he slotted himself
Yeah.
into a false nine or whatever.
Yeah.
Uh, the Southampton game though, what are your thoughts on that? Like the
I
one
think
on draw.
it shows you that they still need defensive midfielders. Like there was a thread on Twitter that I saw. I forgot the name of the person lady who put the thread out. She does tactic analysis. I think I follow her on Twitter. Excellent thread. Made a lot of like the things she pointed out made a lot of sense. That Matic and Fred is first of all not a good combination, and the
Oh
second thing
yeah,
is that they still need that holistic defensive midfielder like a Basuma or something like that. They're not focusing on their biggest problem. Like that's my biggest issue with how things are going down at Manchester United right now. Like their biggest problem is that defensive midfielder, and that's not the position that they've been linked with the most in terms of
yeah,
getting a
they've been
player in.
linked with Trippier. Yeah, exactly. They're
Trippier is their
looking into.
biggest because of the Dallo thing. Like I think Dortmund want Dallo for the on loan for the season, and that makes a lot of sense to me. I think Diego Dallo could do really well at Dortmund, and
Hmm.
getting in Trippier would really help Van Bissaka learn as well because Trippier knows his work, knows what he's supposed to do, knows who he is as a right back. I think Van Bissaka feels a bit lost in
Hmm.
how to approach that position offensively, and like Shaw being next to Shaw doesn't help because Shaw is so good now as a left back. He does so many things so well that it becomes a problem when the other side is not contributing as much. And I think Sancho also playing consistently on the right would help Van Bissaka. Like it would create a lot more space for him. And well, yeah, that's the thing. Like when you really analyze a team in depth, right? Like one flaw in one place, you can see the effects in the other positions, in the other parts of the pitch as well. So that's what they have to focus on. They have to start tying. There are still a few flaws in this team. Like Martial was, he did nothing in that game. Like it was, I love Anthony Martial, and I think still think he's not completely fit. I'm still holding out hope that Anthony Martial contributes to this Manchester United team, but it was not a good performance against Southampton from him as well. Like he was
Yeah,
just
I
not
didn't
there.
watch the whole game, but I saw that Greenwood was putting in a shift in both the games. I think
Greenwood was
even the
great,
first
like when
game.
he moved in centrally. He's not a right winger as well. Like any
Oh yeah, I
player,
think
he's not
he's a
that. Like
future
he's
striker.
especially the two games that he's played till now. You can see that he's figuring out how to play in the central role. Like he's a
Oh
better
yeah,
fit than
and like,
Martial maybe in the next 6 months to be
oh,
the
I'm
second
sure of
striker
that.
behind
And
Cavani.
I don't even like, I don't know how to like, it might feel a bit weird to my Arsenal fellow fans and stuff. I think at this stage and at this point of time, Greenwood is more fit and better than Saka to be in the English national squad. Bukayo Saka is not fit. He seems sloppy at sometimes, like even in the games. Like I'm
Yeah,
not
I
saying the
think the
talent
the
isn't.
problem with him is that there are too many hopes pinned on him as well. Greenwood doesn't have that. Greenwood can do his job because the pressure,
Exactly.
like the pressure first of all falls to Bruno Fernandes, and Bruno Fernandes thrives on that. He enjoys that he's the center of attention because it helps Pogba also. Pogba can do his thing better. Like Pogba can execute work on his football rather than being the guy, like being the man in the team. And then Jadon Sancho coming in also really helps because there will be right now the spotlight is not too harsh on Jadon Sancho in my opinion because he's
Yeah.
still getting into the squad. But in the next month, especially around the time Rashford comes back, the expectations from Sancho will be higher. So there's
Oh
a
yeah. You
lot of
can't
pieces in
wait
this
for
squad which
football
really
Twitter to
helps
jump
Greenwood.
on him.
That's the thing. That's the difference. Like the players surrounding Greenwood and Saka are in a completely different stratosphere in terms of confidence, in terms of abilities as well, and in terms of how much news and how much media baggage they carry. So I think that's why I think Saka has to deal with a lot more, and he will be more
Oh, I
suited
get
to
that.
Arsenal's
Like,
issues.
I'm not even saying that if you were to ask me on his day who is better, I would
Yeah,
probably say Bukayo Saka. But I'm talking right now, and right now, like how Patrick Bamford and all that was selected for the England, your World Cup qualifiers. I
yeah.
think Greenwood deserved a spot there.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
guess
sure he
so,
might not.
maybe. Yeah, but I don't think Greenwood really is hurt too much
Oh,
by it.
there's a lot of time for him. It's fine. He
Exactly.
might
I
not
think
even.
he's young enough. Like I don't think he needs to worry. And
He can. How old is he?
He
I
will
think he
be
can
like
play.
2 years down the line. There is almost no circumstance in which Greenwood is not a consistent England player. Like, and Greenwood, I think he gets
Exactly.
that. That's the most important thing. He understands that his time
He's
will come.
patient. I'm pretty sure.
He has to improve right now, get better, and get like be figure out his role. He wants to be have a certainty in the role he's providing as a squad, as a player in a squad. So I think that I think that's what Greenwood is really focused on. The way he approaches the game and the things that he's doing now, he looks a lot more like a central striker than he did last year. Like 2 months of preseason and like the break that has happened where Greenwood hasn't played competitively, he's worked on it, and you can see the difference. He's looking much better, much more suited to the role. He's learned over his time off, and I'm very happy with what Mason Greenwood is able to provide to this Manchester United team right now.
Fair enough. I think the last team we should discuss, or maybe a few teams more, Liverpool.
Yeah,
Now
Liverpool.
this,
They are title challengers in my opinion. They are title challengers till they're
yeah,
not.
I mean, like, yeah, I get that. It's that. How
You
do
have
I
to
explain
dismiss them
this?
from the race. They just won the league. They just won the league a year ago. They couldn't even
Yeah,
fucking celebrate it with their fans. People just forgot. They were league champions last year, and they had a
and
terrible
before
season
that
last
also
year out. But
97
yeah, I
points.
don't think it's their.
I mean, I wouldn't even call it terrible. If you look at the circumstances they were put in last season,
Yeah,
they
like
still managed to get
including the
third.
circumstances, like whatever the reason may be for a terrible season, that season was not great. Like they would want
Oh,
to
it
have
wasn't great
challenge,
for sure.
and Champions League also they would have wanted to do better. So I think this team still has something left in them, and the results have been nothing less than expected. The only thing that is interesting to talk about, I think, is Alexander Arnold and the
Oh,
positions that he started taking up. Like they've kind of adopted things from the City model, haven't they started playing in the channels. They started the five thing that I was talking to you about. Liverpool has started
plus, I
adopting that
think
approach.
you said this before also that Van Dijk really helps Trent going forward, like how he can cover up for
Yeah,
him and everything.
yeah.
So I think he was exposed last season on defense and on the
Hmm.
backhand. This season he has that more liberty, seeing that he has Van Dijk or a Henderson or whoever is there to
Yeah,
fill up for his position, and this works, and he's doing well. I
yeah,
think he was amazing last time out. Who did they play, if I'm not wrong?
yeah, yeah. Like the way Tierney, like Tierney doesn't have that, and that is why Tierney's performances are being questioned, because Tierney does not have that support. His job, there there is a limited amount of responsibility that you can put on a player on the pitch. Okay. And Alexander Arnold with Van Dijk coming in and with that midfield with either Fabinho or Henderson or whoever is there, or even Thiago, like that position to cover, like as just as cover, not even as just be as good as Alexander Arnold at defending in that. Just be there, just hold that area, just capture that space, and then Alexander Arnold can do more things now. He started working on his left foot so that he's more versatile as a threat, and like there's a lot of things that the channels that he's moving in, the areas of the pitch that he's picking up, especially with Harvey Elliott last week, the way Harvey Elliott was able
Oh
to
yeah,
go on the
even he
wing.
had a great game.
Alexander Arnold could cut inside and take him different spaces and be a threat from a different position, which obviously will help. Like having an offensive repertoire always helps, and yeah, that's basically it. Alexander Arnold has expanded his repertoire because there are more players taking up different positions that allow him to do so, and that's always been how Liverpool do a lot of rotations. Like another team that does rotations a lot, but yeah, watch Atlanta and then you realize exactly how much you can do with that. I'm fascinated by that team. If you didn't realize till now,
Yeah, I figured that out.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I still think Liverpool are one or two signings away from the league. If I'm not wrong.
maybe,
Unless
but
their form keeps on carrying.
yeah, they always
Because
look a player short, and I think that's just how Klopp likes it. I think he wants that. He wants a cohesive squad. Doesn't want 22, 23 players in and out, not consistently. Yeah, he wants a smaller bunch, and a smaller bunch who exactly understand how he
I
wants
think
to
even
play.
he's backed with a smaller bunch also. Like I don't think he's backed. The FSG aren't providing the same money
I
that
think
a
he
City
doesn't.
or a
I think
Chelsea
it's
are.
not even demanded too much. Like he doesn't want, because there are still
Oh no,
players in
I
that
would.
squad that
I
could do better. Like Naby Keita, they could get more out of. Chamberlain, they could get more out of. There are Minamino. They have high expectations because he was pretty good at Southampton. Like they have options, and they have options that they can put in and actually create a more fluid and a more multifaceted team. So they have options. It's not like they're yeah, maybe another signing could help, like getting in another player in the forward line. But Jota has done really well there.
Yeah,
So
I mean, you can
they
make
do
an
have
argument for Lewandowski if they had the money, but then Jota is
yeah,
doing.
Lewandowski. I don't think the Liverpool's the way Liverpool function, they would have gone for something like that. Even Mbappe, I never felt like they're actually going to do it. I think they look for something more until unless one of the front three actually goes. Like Firmino is not going anywhere, in my opinion. I think if Salah is the one who
Yeah,
would
I
be the
think
most
he's the irreplaceable one out of the three for at
not
least
even
Klopp.
irreplaceable. Like the value is not there for Firmino for them to like be able to purchase something better than Firmino. Like
Hmm.
Firmino isn't seen as highly in the market. You were talking about the financial part of it. I think Firmino, how much money will you get for a Roberto Firmino in this market? Like
I
30
don't
million for.
know.
I think Salah you can push 70, 80 million. So and that will
For sure.
they can get something that would really help the squad with that. So I think that's why I think Salah is the one that they're most willing to part with, because they look at it more as a business than an actual club to develop and improve and stuff like that. You have to realize they look at it as a business.
I think another player who's had decent games since the start would be Sadio Mane,
Yeah.
considering how poor of a season he
Yeah,
had from his
you've
own
really been
standards.
on Mane, haven't you? You've really not liked what he did last season. You were not happy with what he's done.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't happy. I don't know. I don't know what's going on inside his head, but he just wasn't the same player he was before
Yeah,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, you're right. Yeah. I'm not
Like
denying
I've
that. I'm
I've
just
like
saying, yeah.
I've seen a lot of claims of him being one of the greatest wingers, and like last season it was kind of like, okay, you guys prove my point. He's not like before that he was great. I'm not denying that. I like
Hmm.
hope to see him back in form because like last time there was a lot of times where he missed open chances or his passes weren't timed or his runs or something
Yeah.
were lousy and stuff.
Yeah,
And you
something
know,
was off. Yeah.
it was off, and like it's
Yeah.
good to see someone back in form, even if it's your own rival player. It's good to
Hmm.
see a player back in form, because like
Yeah.
you're seeing him and like, you sometimes feel bad. Like you
Yeah.
don't know they might be facing an own, or what do you say, an own burden or something. I
Yeah.
think he looks to have looked lifted up from that. That's good to
Yeah.
see. And yeah, I think even Naby Keita has performed well up till now, and like until his injury it's he can be a regular starter, but like that's always there. Why I think Thiago hasn't been playing. He's
Yeah, I
barely
think
played.
Thiago, I think they'll bring him in. I think they're taking their time. I think.
Yeah, I think they'll
I
gradually
don't
bring
mind
him
that
in
also.
this.
I think they have enough options now in that midfield to be more flexible with how they. Well, now that Keita and Chamberlain are back in the picture and they'll actually look in a position to play, I think this
Yeah, I think
Liverpool squad
Keita
is
and
more settled.
Chamberlain
We
both are
forget
great.
like people just want more signings and more signings. Like you have to look at what they already had and what they want to do with that. Like it's more holistic than we think it is. Like managing a football team. It has to internal developments to take place even though we can't see them. And I think on that note,
Obviously.
I think the PL wrap up, I think we are mostly done. Like we haven't discussed all teams, obviously. I think we'll next week, I think we'll start discussing matches directly on at least on Instagram Live. So I think we'll be able to more directly talk about what teams are doing and what games are happening because we don't watch all the games, obviously. And
Yeah, they don't even let us watch all the games anymore. Most of them are at the same
yeah, like
time now. Like the
Saturdays I
seven.
can't watch. Like I can't watch 4 games because they're like in the
Yeah, I
UK
was.
and Ireland there is a rule that Saturday 3 o'clock kickoffs you are not allowed to telecast. Only at least on Sky. Like there's only one game that's generally telecasted, so I can't see all of them. And
Oh yeah, even like the 7:30 kickoff, there are 4 games at 10 p.m.
yeah,
There are
like
two.
I
So
watched
like,
Leeds Everton. That was an excellent game, and
oh
I
yeah, I
watched a few
watched that
games.
game.
I watched Bundesliga also this week. I think I'll watch Serie A also this weekend. I didn't watch it last week. I'll watch it this week. And yeah,
I'll watch an
we'll
Atlanta
catch up
game.
on that on
I'll
Instagram Live. I think we'll discuss what games we watched.
all
And
right.
yeah, so I think that's it for this one, and we'll see you with some. We'll discuss the Champions League groups and all in another video, and I think another we'll do on the UEFA awards, or maybe we'll combine the two. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
All right,
we
see
could
you in
do
the
that.
next one.
See you guys.